Okay, so we talk a lot at Avalon about getting to the root of the problem and really not just dealing with the surface stuff, but getting to the root, getting to the core. But what does that actually mean when I talk about getting to the root? So that's what I'm going to share with you now. And I'm just going to pull up some slides to help me talk about how problems work. Okay, so a client comes into coaching and they come with that, they bring with them a problem. Okay, and their problem is operating at the conscious level. And it's this, it's a PP. What is a PP? PP stands for presenting problems, but clients like to talk about their PPs, and clients will talk about their PPs a lot if you let them. They'll talk about this PP could be my job sucks, another PP, my partner is a jerk, I can't attract the right partner, don't have enough money, not making ends meet, work is boring and meaningless, I don't like it, whatever those PPs are. Okay, so clients come in and they talk about PPs. Now, you could talk to them about their PPs and try to help them feel better, but what you'll probably find is that week after week, it's just talking about problems and talking about what's going on right now. That's not incredibly useful. And actually, I would venture to say that it does more harm than good because they're constantly just reaffirming that these things are not working in their lives. Now, you can listen to their PPs. You have to get a sense of what's going on because this becomes the map that, as a coach that deals with the unconscious mind and their unconscious matrix and makeup, you need to have the map. You need to understand where it starts. But this is all that it is. So we'll say you can listen to your client talk about their PPs, but listen once. After that, the PPs are not useful and they're actually doing them more harm than good. So what's really going on? At the semi-conscious level, we've got some real issues, okay? And the issues are things like maybe they have boundary issues. They don't know how to have a boundary. Maybe it's about their needs. They're completely unconscious about what their needs are, so all of their needs are getting met unconsciously, rather than consciously with willpower and volition. Maybe they're steeped in victimhood, or they have issues with procrastination, or there's self-esteem problems happening, or they don't know how to commit. They have issues with commitment, so they're not moving forward. Okay, so these are all real issues. In our coaching world, this is where a lot of the tasking work in a process takes place, is around the real issues. But still, real issues, while changing the real issues and doing something about them brings the client value, it's not what causes true transformation. It's not where we get those extraordinary results from, right? So how do we do that? We have to go to the unconscious level. Okay, so we say that this is the level of the uns. And when we deal with this, we're dealing with the root issue, the root cause. And what's going on for this client at the unconscious level? Maybe they feel unworthy or unsupported or unlovable or unloved, unsafe, or a form of an like I'm not good enough, I'm powerless, or they're dealing with inferiority. So these are all things that they could be dealing with, or I'm not smart enough. Now, what do we have to do? We have to figure out what or what form of an what's really going on at the root. And when you can figure out what's going on at the root, the rest of the problems will vanish. I'll have to do some skill building in this semi-conscious area, but the problems actually vanish. So that's the PP model, right? PP's not effective. Semi-conscious, great space to do some tasking, but really you need to get to now how do you do that? You have to ask questions. You have to look at the cycles. You have to look at early childhood experiences, especially if there were any adverse childhood experiences. Any traumas are going to be where all of this stuff stems from. Most of our blueprint for who we are going to become in life, if we don't make any changes, comes before age 7, because that's the imprint period, right? That is up to age 7, say 7 to 9, a child doesn't have what we call the critical faculty, right? It's all unconscious mind. It's all programming. They're in theta brainwaves. So everything that's happening at that age and that stage is imprinting and becoming the blueprint for their future life. So you have to learn how to work with that blueprint to get from the PP to the real issues to the uns. And that is how we train all of our coaches at Avalon to do the work. And it's one of the reasons why we get such extraordinary results, because when you can change stuff at the unconscious level, you are causing true transformation. You're changing people's lives. And that, my friends, is invaluable.